So naturally, a lot of people have been wondering where I am, and with the new traffic to this channel from the Hello Neighbor videos that I did back in 2022, they blew up through the algorithm, and I'm getting a lot of new traffic to the channel. We actually got past 3,000 subscribers after being deadlocked at what, like 2,900 for the longest time. So there's been a lot of new traffic to the channel, a lot of new subscribers, but fortunately I don't really upload anymore, and I'm more of like a streamer now, and I only occasionally do streams. I don't have a schedule or anything. I'm not really full-time, and I stream here on YouTube, so if you're able to catch them or you're interested, I mean, we have a really good time when we do them, but it's pretty rare that it happens now. Maybe once every month or two I'll do a stream, but if you're able to catch them and I would really recommend you turn notifications on. I'd really appreciate if you could come by and watch the streams, because we have a really good time, and unfortunately not a lot of people watch them anymore. And well, I used to be really famous, but not so much anymore, and I'm kind of moving past that part of my life with YouTube, and there's just better horizons, so to speak. But I mean, I had my peak, I had my downfall, I've been through it all, and I'm doing fine, well as one can do these days. But I'm doing fine, and I'm doing what I enjoy still. And a lot of people are probably wondering what I've been up to, and well, it pretty much speaks for itself. I have a ton of Pikmin merchandise, figures, toys, just anything with Pikmin on it. I'll buy it and I'll collect it, and I just have so much stuff. It's a mess, but really it's more for storage than display, because I just have so much. And I probably have to do more videos where I get some of this stuff out and like individually like show it off, because there's so much stuff in here that you can't even see some of it. And also it's really hard to see in my room, it's really dark. But there's just so much stuff in here that some of it can't even be seen. It's like hidden behind piles and piles of like plushes and figures and just all of the stuff I've collected over the year and a half I've been doing this. And it really is what I enjoy. I mean, this is my favorite franchise of all time. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. As long as I can remember, it's been the one thing that stuck with me, and I never really grew out of it. I think since maybe I was 4 or 5 years old, I grew up with Pikmin. I watched Chugga Conroy or other YouTubers. Like back then you had the Let's Play YouTubers. That was when Let's Plays were first starting to get their ground when I was a kid. And I would watch Chugga Conroy play Pikmin 2. And Pikmin 2, it's my favorite game of all time, still is. I don't think anything will ever top it. And I still play it to this day. And I might be one of the biggest Pikmin fans out there. And I really want to prove it to you. So I've tried to collect literally everything with Pikmin on it. Everything, all the characters, all the figures, just everything. But that might be an impossible task, because this isn't even half of it. There's still so much out there, especially with the 4th game that came out recently, back in 2023. There is just so much new merchandise that came out with the release of the 4th game. It's crazy, and I'll probably never own everything, which I think that's a good thing, because it's the thrill of the hunt. I'll be like 50 years old, I'll still be looking for like the rarest Pikmin merchandise, still haven't found it. But yeah, the thing with Pikmin merchandise, it's extremely hard to find these days, especially the old stuff. And I mean, with other franchises, they might have things that are hard to find, but it seems like Pikmin, especially, it's just everything's so expensive now. And I don't know if it's because there's other people out there like me that are just so devoted to it, this particular franchise, but everything Pikmin will like run you hundreds of dollars. And to anyone looking into collecting this stuff, well, my advice is don't, because it's way too expensive nowadays. And this has probably cost a fortune, probably $10,000 that I spent on all this stuff. It's crazy, but it's not so bad, because it's been almost 2 years that I've been doing it, about $5,000 a year, and if your salary is higher than that, well, go for it. But again, I mean, Pikmin merchandise is extremely hard to find. You'll be waiting a long while to find some of this stuff, particularly the vintage stuff, and there's no way I'm going to be able to cover everything in this video, because again, I just have so much stuff now. I'd say I probably have about 500-600 Pikmin items in here. It's hard to say for sure. But I used to have, when I first started out, I had like a little shelf with only 4 rows. It's a little wooden shelf. And in around winter time in 2023, I was in about 4 or 5 months of collecting this stuff. That's when it became too much. I had just gotten so much merchandise that I couldn't fit it on the shelf anymore. So we got this glass case for free on Facebook. Graciously, it was given to us for free. And again, I just have been storing everything and just organizing everything since then. And it's almost at maximum capacity now. Like, there's hardly... When I get my other... again, I always have something in the mail, pretty much, coming on its way from Japan, because all of this stuff is from Japan. You cannot find it in the United States. It's extremely rare, and it's only sold in Japan. And if you're going to find it on eBay, it's probably a reseller who buys it from Japan to sell it for a lot more in the United States or elsewhere. So you have to go buy it from Japan through a proxy service to bid on it, and it's a whole mess. I mean, they make it really easy, but it's expensive as hell, especially with, like, you'll be paying $500 for some of this stuff, and then you have to pay a exorbitant shipping fee because it costs a lot of money to get mail from Japan. I mean, it's a long ways away. But it's a miracle that, you know, this is all the stuff I've managed to get. And, well, my bank account, it never looks good. I mean, this is what compulsive shopping looks like. But I never have like $500 or more in the bank anymore. I'm always broke poor because I spend all of my money, just all of it on this. And, well, as a young adult with no responsibilities, I mean, I can kind of do that. You know, I don't have to pay for electricity or rent or anything. So long as I'm able to do that, I mean, I'm going to be spending a lot of money on this and make it the best it can be. But I guess we should start up here. We're talking about the Pikmin 4 stuff. I don't have a lot of Pikmin 4 stuff because it's been kind of a low priority to get the new stuff because it's everywhere on the market. It can be easily found. But this stuff up here is like store display paraphernalia. This big one right here is the store display topper used in Walmart when it was first coming out. And those right there, those 3, are the cardboard cutouts used in stores in Europe. And, well, I said getting stuff from Japan is hard. Getting stuff from Europe is a whole other beast. I mean, oh my god, it was a hassle to get those cardboard cutouts from Europe. Hella expensive. And right there is another Walmart display. It just looks like a square, but you can't see it. But there's little, like, plastic hangers on there, and those are the plastic hangers that they would hang the cards on, so you could redeem a code and get Pikmin 4. And I also have the Pikmin 4 Lunchables, and a Pikmin 4 Nintendo Switch pouch case over there and over there. And, well, moving on over here, I guess we should start at the top. The top is probably the worst offender when it comes to, like, just how much of a clusterfuck it is. But I have a flashlight here, so hopefully you can see some things. Back there are basically just Pikmin guidebooks, all in Japanese. That thing right there, that's a Pikmin pencil case with a sharpener built into it. Right here is probably one of the coolest things that I have, and definitely my favorite piece of Pikmin paraphernalia that I have. It's the Pikmin keychain figures, and they're in a store display box. And this would be displayed in the stores in Japan about 2004, 2005 when Pikmin 2 came out. And these keychains were sold with little pencil lead capsules that you can see they're holding it right there. They would be sold in packets with those little pencil lead capsules. And you can see there's a little unique render of them there holding it. And you notice it's the clay figures of Pikmin 2. And these figures they're not so rare, but the box is really rare. To find them in this box is extremely rare. But you see there's the Bulbmin, Louie, Olimar, white Pikmin, purple, blue, yellow, red. And as a kid, I was a blue Pikmin fan. Nowadays, I'm more of a purple Pikmin guy. But I love these figures so much. They're definitely my favorite because they so closely resemble those clay models that they were used in the Pikmin 2 merchandise in the promotional material. They had like the little clay models to represent the characters, and these just so closely resemble that, and they're probably the closest thing you can get to official figures of that resemble those clay models. I mean, they just look just like it. And especially the Bulbmin and the purple Pikmin, they're just so expressive, and they're doing all these little poses. And well, I paid a lot of money for that. That was actually the first one I got, one of the first rare things I got, and I actually got it from the United States. Another Pikmin collector who occasionally sells his Pikmin merchandise. And again, if you're buying it from the United States, it's going to be a lot more, costs a lot more than if you get it from Japan. But I will never ever sell this one because it was my first one and the first rare thing that I got. And I just remember how excited I was when I first got it, because it really is just one of the coolest things I have. And I mean, it's just awesome. Like the design on it, everything about it. And it's so cool that I actually have two of them. And the reason I have two of them is because I was going to sell that one, but that one is in like perfect, pristine condition, like no flaws whatsoever. You can see even the sticker, there's like no rubs, no creases on it. For a 20-year-old piece of cardboard in such like a unique shape, I mean, for it to be in pristine shape, it's just miraculous. So I'll probably never sell that because it's just in such a good condition. And it also came with the paperwork that showed like how it would be set up in the stores, which I have it stored under that thing so you can't see it. I'll probably have to do videos where I get some of this stuff out and like individually go over it. If anyone's interested, do let me know, and I'll think about doing videos where I go over some of this stuff. But back there you have another Pikmin pencil case. That's the first one I got, again, around when I got this thing. I got the Pikmin pencil case. That one is brand new. And also brand new, you have Pikmin phone holder for Pikmin 4. Also, that was only in Europe. And there's Pikmin sticky notes there. You can't see them, but on top of it, it has little Pikmin characters. There's little Pikmin keychains from Europe. You can see back there, he's hiding back there. If you see him, he's a yellow one and a strawberry right there. There's a rock one on like a little plum. And the pink one is back there. You can hardly see him. It's a pink one on like a little plum as well. You can see it says Pikmin 3 on it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see because it's like wrinkled, the plastic, but it says Pikmin 3, and those are also only in Europe. There's another yellow one. There's a blue one, which that is a crazy story. That blue one took me forever to find, and if you ever find that blue one, you're hella lucky, because I think it's worth a lot of money, because it's just incredibly hard to find. It never comes up. Again, you can hardly see it, but you see he's a little blue one on a raspberry right there, and there's a red one on a peach right there. And those are all from Europe too. They came out when Pikmin 3 came out as a little like promotional material. The Club Nintendo service where you could redeem points. Nowadays it's called My Nintendo, but back then it was called Club Nintendo. You could redeem points for like little physical rewards. They give you little trinkets like that. And 10 years later, those little things are incredibly hard to find, those little Pikmin keychains. So I have all 5 of them brand new, never used. Back there you have the Olimar amiibo. I have another Olimar amiibo. The stack things on top of, you see there's a little Pikmin pencil case there. Tin pencil case. Little Pikmin, like, you know, those like rubber band monkeys, kind of like that. I have that on there. Inside the pencil case, there's more Pikmin keychains, the ones from Pikmin 4 that would come with the phone holder. There's a Pikmin water bottle I had made for Christmas. And over here is just a bunch of like random crap I have like stacked on top of each other. Just like usually just flat stuff I can like stack on top of each other. You can see there's a little rubber keychain in there. There's like little Pikmin pins in there. And inside the bubble wrap there is the little packets that the keychain figures would come in with the phone holder. And I can't tell if my flashlight's making it easier or harder to see some of this stuff. But again, it's a whole mess, and like the lighting in my room isn't good, and also the glass is foggy, and my phone camera is terrible, so just have to live with it. But yeah, there's even more back there. You can hardly see it. Try to see. There's more guidebooks back there and everything. Again, and right there's the Pikmin glass, the ice Pikmin like glass mold, which is one of the new ones, and that's probably one of the coolest things they made. It's a little glass mold in the shape of an ice Pikmin, and it comes with a little glass cup. So this is an awesome thing to have. It was my brother that actually got me that for Christmas, so I'm really thankful that he got me that. And all of it's expensive. Even the new stuff is expensive. Like that costs $70 for that ice maker. And well, that's nothing compared to what we're going to get into. And oh my god, my arm is killing me already. But down here we got the more of the Pikmin 4. We got like little Pikmin 4 pins that they would give for free at GameStop, and that's like a you got a Nintendo Switch cartridge holder. Here's the Pikmin Agatsuma figures. So these are the official figures when Pikmin 2 came out, and these are extremely rare, especially the Hocotate ship, the red Hocotate ship. It's insanely rare. Probably the rarest figure of them all. It never comes up for sale, and when it does, it sells fast for like $500 for that little tiny rocket ship. Yeah, $500. Like, it's like 2 inches, and it goes for that much money. So that's how serious we're talking. Yeah, I have it there with the stickers on it and all the parts. And I have the Bulborbs. I have Olimar, President, Louis. I have the Series 3 Pikmin. And then there's the more simple looking Pikmin with like the weird eyes, and which are creepy. And there's a little larvae baby Bulborb that comes out of the Empress Bulblax. It comes out of her vajayjay, and it makes like farting sounds. I was traumatized as a kid, where she's just giving birth to those little babies. They come out of her vajayjay as they're trying to kill her. I mean, what were they thinking? And back there's Pikmin manga, which is just the coolest. It's called a fanzine. Like in Japan, they'll have a doujin or something, or like a fan magazine. And right there, that shows like the purple Pikmin and his story. I think it's the purple Pikmin and Olimar, like they have to find the Hocotate ship that crashed. And right there's a handmade Hocotate ship replica figure. That's what it would be if it was in real life. The Hocotate ship was real. It would be about that size. So that is an extremely detailed figure, more detailed than the $500 one. And, well, that one doesn't cost $500, and you get a lot more for your buck. So, well, for a collector like me, I have to have all of them. But, you know, I wanted that handmade Hocotate ship because the Hocotate ship is the single coolest design in the whole series. It's my favorite character in the whole series, and I was particularly obsessed with the Hocotate ship figure, the real one. I was particularly obsessed with it. Trying to get it. It took me forever to get it. And these figures, they came in little like blind boxes, like little mystery boxes, and they were sold for like $2 in Japan. They would come in a big box. It would be a big box would have 10 little boxes, and the 10th box had a very rare chance to have either the pink ship, the gold ship, or I think it would be 3 Bulborbs. And if you got the pink ship or the gold ship, you were extremely lucky, because nowadays they're worth like $500 each. And I also have a giant Bulborb, which is from the first series of the figures, the first wave. And it's about, I would say, about half the size of that Puffy Blowhawk, or about the size of that Bulborb. That's a new Bulborb figure they came out with for Pikmin 4. So it's about the size of that Bulborb, the giant Bulborb figure from this set of toys. And that is also one of the rarest ones. I paid $250 for him, which I think is that's considered a good deal nowadays, just to put it in perspective. So he's on the way, and maybe I'll make a video with him when I get him. But for now, this is all the figures that I got. And I have a ton more in those plastic bags back there that are just brand sealed, never opened, that are collected. If I can get a good view, you can see the yellow onion under there. I have all the onions sealed. I was trying to get onions open so I could put them on display, but they're just so hard to find, and I don't want to open those because I paid a fortune for them. There's one of those Pikmin key rings, the Pikmin 4 keychains with the little blue Pikmin with the dice. I have 2 Olimar amiibos from when I was a kid. There's the Jack-specific Olimar figure. Those are little wind-up Pikmin toys for Pikmin 4. So you wind them up and they actually move like they do in the game. So you have the brown Bulborb, and you have the dwarf Bulborb, the red one, and you have the Blowhog, fiery Blowhog. And back there are little Pikmin phone holder stands. They're the tiny ones back there. And there's the box that the rocket ship would come in, or it had a chance to come in. You can see it says 10 types plus question mark. And on the back of the box, it shows like all the different ones you can get, and it shows a question mark. And the question mark is the secret Hocotate ship, extremely rare. These right here are Pikmin keychain figures for Pikmin 2. You got Louis with the purple Louis with the whites, Olimar with the yellow, red, and blue, and they always have the flower, bud, and leaf variant. Like when they do Pikmin merch with like the plushes and the figures, they always give it like a flower, leaf, and bud version. So you have 3 of each of those, and you have the rarest ones, Mr. President with the Bulbmin, leaf, flower, bud, and in there you have, come on, Pikmin like little pins and like little suction cup figures in this box. There's a little Pikmin magnet right there, which is just the coolest. Back there you have the Pikmin CD. That's a French Pikmin CD. It says Vos meilleurs amis, Song of Love, and that's also another crazy story there. My friend from France had to buy that for me and send it to me, which I'm really gracious that they did, because that is extremely hard to find. But when the first Pikmin came out, they had in Japan the song called I Know Uta, or the Song of Love, and it goes dun 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 dun, or something like that. And then you also had the Pikmin soundtrack on CD back there, Pikmin World. And back there is Tane no Uta, which was the sequel to I No Uta, and it goes like Aka Pikumin wa himi so yoi. It's just like the Pikmin's abilities and like their traits, and it's like a nursery rhyme almost, and it's based on a Japanese scarab beetle song. It's what it was. It was in a Japanese nursery rhyme called the Scarab Beetle Song, which is just the coolest. And then I have like 3 copies of Pikmin 4, because that's the first one I got. That's the one that I actually opened and played. That's the one that I never opened and kept for collectible purposes, I think. And somewhere I have the German copy. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I have the German copy of Pikmin 4, because when I bought something from Germany, and it came with a copy of the game, so that's also really cool. You can see it says on there USK, which is the German like rating system, like we have ESRB. They have USK, which is called something crazy. And down here we got more guidebooks, a copy of the first Pikmin that's sealed, never opened, another Pikmin guidebook, Pikmin magazine called Nintendo Dream, I believe. It's like a Nintendo Power, but in Japan they have it. In Japan they don't have Nintendo Power, they have Nintendo Dream, which they still make, I believe. They don't make Nintendo Power anymore, but make Nintendo Dream is what it's called in Japan, and that's the Pikmin 2 version when Pikmin 2 came out. It has Pikmin 2 on the front. And there's more of the wind-up toys. You have the baby Snagret, you have the Flint Beetle, and you have the Wally Hop. He used to be called the Wally Wog, but they changed it to Wally Hop because I think it was like offensive, like epithet for Italians. So they had to change that. And when you play the Pikmin 1 and 2 re-release, it's changed to Wally Hop. But I always know it as Wally Wog since I was a kid. And in there is the Pikmin figures, the Agatsuma figures. That's a box that's never been opened. Like you can see the tape is still on it. That is extremely rare. My friend who has pretty much all the figures, he told me it could be worth $1,200. If not more, this box could be worth $1,200 because, again, the figures are the most expensive. I mean, I was telling you guys the Hocotate ship is like $500 alone. Well, damn it, when we were just getting to the good part, my phone storage was full, so I have to restart the recording. Anyways, this box, it has all 10 of the boxes, and you can see on there it says Agatsuma. There's the barcode, 2004 Nintendo, and this box, it's the booster box that all 10 of the little boxes, like those, come in. So it'd be 10 of those little boxes in this big box in the store, and they were packaged randomly. Like you didn't know if you bought the box from the store, you didn't know which ones you were getting. But every box, the green boxes here is the Series 3. I don't think it says, yeah, it says it on there, Pikmin Collection Figure 3. That's what it says in Japanese there, I believe. But every green box, the third wave, it would have a red, yellow, or blue onion as the secret figure in like the 10th box. And, well, I don't know which one that has because, again, it's random. It could be the red one, the yellow one, or the blue one. It's just how it was manufactured. So place your bets in the comments what's in there because, well, I'm never going to open it. I might have to use like some x-ray vision or something to see inside it if that's even possible. I mean, you don't even know what's possible these days with AI and all the crazy shit. It keeps happening. I think all the forces in the world are trying to stop me from getting this information out there and exposing the beauty of Pikmin merchandise to the world. But let's get to the good stuff. Again, here are the 2 Hocotate ships, brand new, never opened, the gold and the pink. And for the longest time, I was looking for a brand new Hocotate ship, but those are the single hardest to find in that condition. Those 2 right there, they cost me a fortune. Probably the most I spent on any one thing. And I actually had to do like a pay in 4 plan where I paid it off over time. But luckily that's been paid off, and I've sold some of the other figures that it came with to make up for the costs. So in the end, it wasn't that bad. And I really wanted it, and you're like, there's no way you'd pay $500 for 2 little tiny rocket ships. Well, I did. And that's how much they're worth nowadays, which is crazy, but especially the pink ship, to have it brand new, sealed, in perfect condition. I mean, it's just crazy. It's amazing to have it, and it's just so old and such a cool thing to have, and just say you have it, and I'm really happy to have it. But I'm nowhere near satisfied. I need more Pikmin figures. I want opened onions so I can display them here. Because again, most of my figures are sealed, so I can't open them. Well, I could open them, of course, but that would be kind of a waste of money because I paid a premium to have them sealed, is the thing. So I can't open them. And this box especially will never be opened, probably ever. Because, I mean, to find a sealed box, I mean, it's one thing to find the sealed figures, but to find the sealed box, wow, that is just, it never happens. But moving over, we have like little Pikmin terrariums. They like look like they come in little glass bottles. You can't see them very well, but that's the booster box that they would get. That's easy to find because it's relatively new, a brand new Pikmin 4 merchandise. There's the wind-up figures, you see, all the different wind-up figures. That's the booster box. There's the little tiny box that they come with. And I think inside there is another little baby snacker that I have. Excuse me, I've had a sinus infection. So it's awfully good that the only time I actually decide to pick up and record something in, 2 years, the only time that I decide to actually record something again is when I'm sick as fuck. And, well, I've been having nosebleeds, and I've had an ear infection, and my throat's killing me, but it's fine, because, I mean, when you have Pikmin merchandise, I mean, it keeps you going in life. I mean, it's invaluable, you know? But over here we have a Puffman little pendant keychain, which is just the coolest. To find anything like with Puffman on it is extremely rare, because Puffman, they were only in the first game, you know, with the Puff stool. It was a boss in the first game, and it turned your Pikmin into those evil purple Pikmin that attack Olimar and the other Pikmin. So to find anything with a Puffman on it is extremely rare and cool to have. And that's one of the few Puffman things that I own. I only have that and one other thing, I believe. One other figure of a Puffman. But yeah, the Puffman pendant keychain, I can't even find pictures of that, so it must be extremely rare. Again, all of this stuff is extremely hard to find, especially like the little trinkets for the first 2 games. They never come up for sale. And when they do, they're so obscure you can hardly even find pictures of them. But I know for a fact that's official, because I've seen it's part of a set. You see there's a red one there. There's also a blue and a yellow one the person had, but he was selling them for like $50 each, and I could only afford the red and the Puffman. But I'm glad I went for the Puffman, because I'll probably never find it again. I also saw like an Olimar, like, of that set, and it was like $200. I mean, for a little pendant keychain, I mean, that's what we're talking about. I mean, Pikmin merchandise is just so insanely rare, and the little trinkets, people pay up for them. And right there you have the little Pikmin 1 and 2 booster bundle. It's hard to see, but they come in a little box with little Agatsuma figures. Those little tiny figures, they come in that little box, and on top, they're in like a little plastic case, you can see, where they're like held together. But the first and the second game for the GameCube in Japan, and they come with little figures. And right there you have more little pendant keychains with the blue Pikmin on it, with like a pearly bead kind of strap, which is cool. Again, I can't find pictures of that either, so it must be extremely rare. Back there you have the Pikmin Chibi stands by Sine, which also made the Pikmin plushes and still makes them. Makes a lot of Nintendo plushes. But those, you can see they're like holding a phone or like an iPad. So yeah, you can like position those figures. They have little stands on them. I have the 2 opened right there, but you can like let them hold your phone and stuff, which is one of the coolest ideas. But those are extremely hard to find as well. Again, all of this stuff, all of it is just extremely hard to find. Like these little trinkets and everything, never comes up for sale, and it's like exorbitantly expensive, like a few $100s for some of this crap. But you know, it's my passion and it's my joy, and I'll probably never stop until I get all of it. So I'll again, like I'll be like 50 years old, I'll be like collecting, trying to find the rarest Pikmin merchandise. And I did see the single rarest Pikmin item in existence, and it's a Pikmin 2 GameCube box. I'll try and put a picture of it, but it's a big box, and it says Pikmin 2 plus Nintendo GameCube, and it comes with a GameCube, a controller, and a purple Pikmin plush. And it's a big box, like a booster bundle. And I saw it back in February of this year, and it went for $5,000 fucking dollars. So that's how rare that is for a box for $5,000. So that might be the single rarest Pikmin item in existence. I think there's only ever been like 3 or 4 that have come up for sale in the past 10 years. So I'll probably never be able to have that, and well, I'm okay, because $5,000 for a box is just too much. It's just extreme. Yeah, Pikmin tote bag there. Yep. And now here's the most exciting part, the plushes. Everyone loves the Pikmin plushes. Right there with these stoned Pikmin, like he looks like he's high on something. He has like these yellow eyes. Those are the Banpresto Pikmin. And you might know Banpresto, they make a lot of anime games. They publish them. I don't think they publish Danganronpa, but I may be wrong. But they publish a lot of games like that. Like, I think they publish Ace Attorney. I mean, I might be dead wrong, but they do publish a lot of Japanese games, and they also make toys and plushes and figures and stuff like that. And those are the Banpresto Pikmin plushes. So it goes, these guys right here are the Sine Pikmin plushes from Pikmin 1 and 2, which are the easiest to find, followed by the Banpresto ones, and over here are the hardest to find, the Nihon Auto Pikmin plushes is what they're called. They have like this little taffeta material. They do look shiny. And those are extremely hard to find. You can see I have a blue one with this tag still. But those are the most hard to find of the Pikmin plushes. So it goes Sine, Banpresto, and then Nihon Auto for the manufacturers. And those are the original Sine, Olimer, and Louis. They are made of like a little vinyl plastic material, and with the slightest amount of use, they start to crack and like the paint chips off, and it's just a disaster. So I have them still in the plastic bags I got them in about a year ago now, and I've never took them out because, I mean, they're literally shedding in the package. Like when I got them, like there were paint flaking off because of how old they are. So to find those in pristine conditions, basically impossible. It's just not going to happen because of how fragile they are. So you have to really be careful with those. Olimar is extremely rare. I haven't seen him in a long time. I haven't seen him in about like 8 months. Louis, I never see him. He is maybe the single rarest Pikmin plush there is out there. And when you know, I have 2 Louis. That Louis is almost pristine, but guess what? They cut the tag off. He's missing the fabric tush tag, but he's in perfect shape, almost. Almost absolutely perfect, no paint peeling. But of course, they had to cut the tag off. They cut the tag off and probably stuck it in a closet for 20 years and never touched it, and it's in pristine shape. And if it still had the tag on it, who knows what it would be worth. But I'm not really concerned with what something's worth or the condition. I'm just happy to have it at all. And again, I just have so many of the Sine ones because they're really easy to find. I have the white one, a ton of purples, a ton of white ones. But yeah, those are the easiest to find. And right there, that's not so much easy to find. You can see it still has the price tag on it. Sealed Sine Pikmin plushes. Yes, sealed plushes. It's hard to find sealed anything, like sealed figures, sealed plushes, sealed whatever. Sealed plushes never happen. Like, you never see those. Ever. Never, ever do you see, like, sealed plushes. That's probably the hardest thing to find. So imagine what, like, a sealed Louis would go for. Probably, like, $1,000, honestly. You got a sealed red Pikmin, sealed purple, sealed white. Down there's a sealed Bulborb gasping for air. Like, save him. He's dying. Look. Oh, poor Bulborb. But I got extremely lucky. I got all of those sealed Sine Pikmin plushes for $40. I saw it, and I instantly bought it. That's the thing. You you have to make rash decisions, like even if it's like a few $100s. If something's like $250 and it usually is $500, you have to buy it immediately because it's going to sell within seconds. Especially with Pikmin, there's like hawks like me waiting on the market for things to come up, and I just sniped that instantly. The second it popped up, I knew exactly what it was, and I'm so glad I actually got it. It was a miracle. And I got it on like my 18th birthday too, no less. So it really was a miracle that I have those. There's a Snable Orb. There's a backpack plush Pikmin. You see the yellow one with the weird funky eyes. They have sort of the same problem with the funky eyes. And the blue ones back there, you can hardly see them. And also the red one with that bud, you see? Can hardly see them. They're just stuffed back there. But they have like a little zipper on their back, and you can put stuff in. There's the Banpresto Bulb Orb, which is the hardest of the Banpresto ones to find. You can see kind of right there, there's the winged Pikmin from Jakks Pacific, which is one of the only few ones that came out in the United States and the other England. I think it also came out in Canada, United Kingdom, Europe. So those were the first Pikmin plushes, the Jakks Pacifics. Let me see if I can get a good view. Yeah, you can barely see him back there, but he has like shiny wings. It's weird. But those are the only ones that came out outside of Japan. I don't even think they came out in Japan, which is weird, because usually with Pikmin, they only come out in Japan, and then they come out nowhere else. Because all the Pikmin 4 stuff, it is only in Japan. You have to get it from Japan and pay like the exorbitant shipping prices, and it sucks because they never localize it or release it outside of Japan. And again, there's the weird case with like some of the European exclusive ones. Those are the Club Nintendo Pikmin. Like you remember I mentioned earlier, there's Club Nintendo. Now it's called My Nintendo, but Club Nintendo you can redeem points. So there's very few European exclusive Pikmin stuff, but those are the Club Nintendo ones. Like the Club Nintendo Pikmin plushes and the keychains are exclusive to Europe. And I pretty much have all the European exclusive stuff now, thanks to my friend from France who helped me get it so graciously. These are giant Sega Pikmin plushes. Yes, Sega made them, and they were like in claw machines. You got the blue one there, the red one's back there, you can hardly see them, and the yellow one. Those are also hard to get, and you can see like the colors faded out on them. A lot of people would say for that reason that they're bootlegs because the color on them is weird, but no, they're real. They just happen to look like that. I think what they were going for was like in Pikmin, in the first Pikmin, when you disband the squad and they're like roaming on themselves, they're like the colors on them are faded out in the first game. Like when they're not part of your squad, their colors are faded out. So I think that's what they were going for. Those are the new plushes for Pikmin. When Pikmin 3 came out, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I think they re-released the Pikmin 2 plushes with an updated design, and then they also made the rock, the wing, and more recently the ice Pikmins back there, as well as Ochi. The glow Pikmin somewhere, I don't know where he is, but you can even get Moss now, which I don't have her yet, but I have Ochi. Those are tiny little Pikmins. There's another Banpresto one. He's freaky looking. You can see his eyes are like the same sort of plastic material, and they chip away, so you have to really be careful with them. Those are the purple and white ones, tiny ones. But again, those are handmade ones I got, crochet Pikmin plushes that I got made for me for Christmas, which is awesome. You got a Pikmin holding a mug, holding like a wooden cup there, and a grass box. And I think that might be it. Of course not, because there's still a lot that can't be seen. I will have to like do individual videos like showing them off. And if anyone's interested in that, please do comment, because I will do that. And show off like the individual items in this collection. And everything in here has like a story behind it of how I got it, what it means to me, you know, how much it costs, like just the story of how I acquired it. And you know, it might just seem mundane, like shopping and for things, but it really is the thrill of the hunt. Like this stuff, it's just so rare and never comes up for sale. So when I finally find it, it's just like gives me that exhilarating thrill. And yeah, that's what impulse buying will do to you. Wow, it's just crazy how far I've come in only a year or two of collecting all this stuff. And I'm nowhere near done. I once even almost had one of the rarest Pikmin items that will probably ever exist, the Pikmin 4 picnic basket. When Pikmin 4 came out, they did like a sweepstake prize, where you could enter a raffle and have a chance to win like a picnic basket, a tray, and a cloth. And there were only 5 ever given out. Only 5 in the whole world. And I think back in June, one came up on eBay, and I got outbid for like $700. And it sucks because I'm probably never going to be able to find it again. And I have an idea of who outbid me, because I'm not the only crazy Pikmin collector out there. And, well, we're a really rare breed. But there are a few of us out there collecting Pikmin, and some fanatic paid $700+ to get that basket, of which there are only 5 in the world. And I'll probably never be able to find it again because only 5 in the world, that is just so extremely rare. And it sucks because that was probably my only chance to get it. But who knows, maybe in a year's time it'll come back, or maybe the guy who I'm very certain has it, like I'm very certain I know who exactly got it, he might even be watching this video, and you know who you are if you have it. If you're willing to sell that, well, I'll bargain, and maybe I'll double it up. Maybe we'll go for $1,000 for that stupid basket. But of anything, that probably might be the thing that I want the most, because it's just so rare, and there was only 5 of them ever made, and it's like one of the most special Pikmin items out there, because Nintendo handcrafted it and made it so that there was only 5 in the whole world. And I could have had it. But that's just how the dice rolls sometimes. You know, you miss out on these auctions and it sucks, and like it takes a blow. It's like when you lose out on something you really wanted, it's like, do I even want to do this anymore? But keep going. Just keep going, because it might come back. Even if you think it was your only chance, I still have hope every day that it might come back, that I might have another shot at getting it. And, well, if I don't get it, well, think of it this way. I don't have to pay $700 for a picnic basket. So if you miss out on something that you really wanted, just think on the bright side. Well, you have $700, however many dollars you were planning to spend on it, to spend on whatever else you want, or you can just save your money. And I would really recommend you save your money in times like these. And this is a very poor financial decision that I'm making here. I mean, oh my god. But yeah, there's a Pikmin poster of Tane no Uta, which is awesome. It's like a little calendar. And I have one more thing to show, and it might be probably the coolest thing that I own before I end this off. Oh god, I don't even think I want to touch it really, because it's just so rare. And let me put my gloves on, okay? I gotta put my gloves on. that's how serious this is. We can't risk damaging it whatsoever. I gotta put my gloves on. But this is probably the last thing I will show for today's video, which I think this is going on for like over half an hour now. Again, if there's something that I'm really interested in, I can talk on about it until my face literally goes numb. But if it's something that I have to do, like schoolwork or whatever, I'm gonna half-ass it. So that's how it is with ADHD. You have these obsessive compulsions, and you just love talking about things you enjoy, and the things that you have to do in life that you don't enjoy, you're just like, can this be over? You know? But yeah, that's how it is with me. And again, I come off as an obsessive freak in this video because, well, I am. But this is definitely probably the coolest thing I have. The Nintendo GameCube preview, the Nintendo difference. Let's take a good look at it here. It's like a little file folder here. And I got this from a Japanese auction. Paid a lot of money for it. And you can see there's a disc, Nintendo GameCube preview. And someone else who got one of these about a year ago, it first popped up on the Japanese auctions when I was like first starting out. And it only went for like, what, $80? And I was like, oh, so it probably wasn't anything special. Because back then I was just starting out and I didn't really know. And I wasn't in the position to drop $80 on anything. I was broke at the time. It was, I think, back in August, last year that it happened, that I saw it for the first time. And then the guy who won it posted it on Reddit. And it actually turns out that it has promotional material for the first Pikmin. And not only that, but it has Luigi's Mansion, Metroid Prime, I think Star Fox on there. And the coolest thing, probably, it comes with this little Pikmin fan. This little hand fan. And there are hardly any pictures of this on the internet besides that guy who won it and posted it on Reddit. That's the only other place you can find pictures of it. That's how rare it is. I think there's only 5 of them in the whole world. We don't know how many there is in the whole world, but it's only come up for sale twice in the history of Japanese auctions, as far as I know. But yeah, that's probably the coolest thing I have. You see on the back, it just says Nintendo. But with that, I think I'll end it off. I also have an Jammer Lammy collection that I'm growing that I could show off in a later video if anyone's interested. I have a Homestuck little cow guy. Homestuck is also extremely hard to find. I'm trying not to show you guys his breasts right there and put you guys in his face, but when I was putting that up, that's just how it happened to be. I also collect CDI games. I have The Flowers of Robert Mapplethorpe. You know, like the AVGN episode. I collect Bukub Okawa. He recently got into some hot water over some stupid Twitter drama. Like when he, I don't even know. People just get mad at anything these days. But Bukub Okawa, he makes like Pop Team Epic characters. I have Neko Arc too. But yeah, he made the Pop Team Epic series, and I love the way he designs his characters. So there's beautiful Chin from Toho. She has a little card too. Yeah, Chin. But yeah, it's that's also I'll put that up later. I don't want to risk damaging her. She's too precious. But yeah, Chin, a Bacub version, official figure. That's a crazy thing. But with that, I think I'll end it before my phone storage runs out and I have to start recording again. And well, yeah, this was really interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this and going through this with me. And again, if you do want to see anything in particular, like learn the history of any particular set of figures or whatever. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up real soon because I have like 100 megabytes left on my phone, and I'm probably gonna have to get a storage extension. But again, if you guys want to know anything about the particular story behind how I got something, because there is really interesting story behind how I got some of this stuff, how I acquired it, what I went through trying to get it, just the story, the struggle trying to get it. And you also want to learn about the history of like when it came out, how much it might be worth, the history behind it, and how it's significant to the Pikmin characters in the franchise. Do let me know in the comments and I'll pull some of this stuff out and we'll do a little in-depth video on particular things. But you asked me, the rocket ship right here, the pink rocket ship, and the store display are my two favorite pieces of merchandise. But I also make custom vinyl records. I have a Pikmin vinyl record. Oh, let me see if I can show that real quick. Let me pull it out real quick. There's one thing I forgot to show. It shows the Onion, Olimar, and the Pikmin, and they have like little brass instruments, which is just the coolest. And it's a tricolor record, like it has yellow, blue, and red on it, like a split color. And on the back here, it has like a little pouch. The pouch is in there, right there, that little red thing. That's a pouch. It would be hooked on, it's like a Velcro pouch hooked onto the back with these buttons. You can see there's kind of like glue there because the buttons slid down. But yeah, this is a bootleg. This is a bootleg, but it's a really well-made bootleg, and you can see it has all the music on there. Search up Pikmin vinyl record on YouTube. You'll be able to find a video of it playing easily. But yeah, that's also a really cool thing I have. But I also make my own vinyl records through a service, and I have a Roblox record, like the old Roblox nostalgia music, and I made my own, I think I made a Battle Block Theater record, if anyone remembers that game, as well as a Super Paper Mario record. That's also one of my favorite games. Speaking of Mario, let me show you real quick. I have a Mario store display by Mitsubishi Pencil, signed by Charles Martinet. Look at this. It says, "Here we go." Signed by Charles Martinet. I saw him at a convention, and I paid a lot of money for him to sign that. But yeah, I think it's about time I end this here. Jammer, let me watch. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. I mean, I had a lot of fun going through this stuff because it really is my passion, my hobby to collect these things, and I just want to share them with the world and bring all these characters together in one place. And I know, you know, times aren't very good for some people, but just do what you enjoy and don't let anyone judge you, because, I mean, a lot of people are going to come off that I'm like some obsessive freak, but ever since I was a kid, I was bullied on the internet, and I was told I'd never make it, and well, I had 35,000 subscribers at my peak, so who had the last laugh, you know? So miracles do happen. If you miss out on that auction or you get sniped on something, which it happens a lot to me, it can be frustrating, it can be sad, and it just makes you say, I don't even want to do this anymore, because it's the fear of missing out. But don't capitulate to the fear of missing out. There will always be another opportunity to make it there. Even with Pikmin, there's just so much, it's so hard to find some of this stuff, but it does happen. Miracles do happen. and you'll finally get that dream figure, that dream plush, whatever you want that you desire with persistence. And on that, I'm gonna leave this video here. See you guys.